Hey ladies, welcome back. If you're new to this channel, welcome. On here I go by the name of Tracy, where we talk about godly femininity. This evening's video is going to be just my journey thus far with femininity and embracing it. And specifically in this video, I'm going to focus on my appearance through these past couple of months as I discovered more about how to appear feminine. I told y'all we were gonna get consistent with femininity. Let's get started. A feminine woman cares about her appearance. She doesn't let herself go, but practices self-care. Before, I didn't put much thought into this, and I always considered myself feminine, but I just like to be comfortable at times. I would always say to myself, girly girl, but slightly tomboyish. And I know this is going to be off topic, but just thought I would share with you ladies in case you're interested in fashion, if fashion is your hobby, is now I know what consists of my style. And I know the specific names for it. The specific names are injuine and gamine. And what they are is, injuine is kind of like a very feminine style, which you think of bows, pastel colors, floral prints. You're trying to appear shy, innocent, like kind of like girly girl, which that's part of my style. And then gamine is a style that's slightly masculine inspired. Like you would wear something that's bold. You will wear bright colors like bright red, neon. You will wear a bold attire, not attire, but bold clothing pieces or accessories, which both of those two styles consist of most of what I wear. And sometimes I'll wear like natural, which is a kind of relaxed look, earthly tone colors. It's kind of like similar to bohemian a little bit. And then sometimes I would wear classic, the classic style is kind of like muted. It's not, you wouldn't wear bright colors. It's kind of think of something aristocratic. So they wouldn't usually wear something that's bold, but something that's slightly muted. I don't know why I'm telling you ladies this, but just as I said, in case you're interested in fashion, if fashion is your hobby, these are things to look at. But most of my style consists of the girly girl and slightly tomboyish. But I want to get into wearing more dresses because you can't get more feminine than wearing dresses. And when people talk about this, they usually use the verse in Deuteronomy chapter 22 verse 5 about the cross-dressing. But what I think what that verse means is, say you're a woman and you have the intent to appear masculine. You want people to see you as masculine, but you're a woman, and that is sin. That's why transgenderism is sin against God, because it's deception. So what I got from that verse is intention matters. But this is not to say that women can't wear pants. But honestly, as I said, you can't get more feminine than wearing dresses. And that's what I want my wardrobe to be. Although it's not there yet, that's what I'm thinking about. My wardrobe consisting of more dresses. Because in a dress, when a woman puts a dress on, she's more careful in how she moves and how she acts and how she sits down. She walks with grace. She's careful of how she sits down and positions herself. That's why I want to get into wearing more dresses. Putting effort into how you look is nurturing ourselves as women. I don't want to get into TMI in this video, but through my teenage years and my early years of puberty, I struggled with feminine hygiene because of lack of knowledge. It's not that the women in my family didn't tell me about feminine hygiene. They just didn't tell me everything, all there is to know about feminine hygiene. And I feel like that's part of the reason why I was bullied in middle school, in elementary school. But thank God for the ladies I followed here on YouTube. And this is part of the benefits of being in the YouTube community, that through them I was informed more on feminine hygiene and all there is to know about feminine hygiene. I've gotten better over time, and even recently, these past couple of months, I've been doing better with my feminine hygiene. I take my time more. I have more patience. Things I didn't consider putting effort into before, now I put more effort into. This should be prioritized because this is self-care, and you can't give your best if you don't feel your best. And I've seen women around me who don't really prioritize self-care, or they put it off until later. And by that, I see their responses and how they treat others when they don't prioritize or put off self-care for later. And self-care doesn't only have to do with your physical appearance, but also, and I'm going to mention this in a later video, about our inner spirit as godly women. Self-care is also reading the Bible. I'm a Christian, so I'm going to say reading the Bible, studying the scriptures through journaling and prayer. These are all things of self-care. And these are all important, because if we're empty inside, if we don't have rest, how are we going to give our best to others? If we're empty, how are we going to pour something that's not there, pour into others? So it's really important to prioritize self-care. This is more than appearance. This is important because when you take care of yourself, you have confidence. You have confidence when you take care of yourself. You move different, you're not sluggish, you're patient. You act and move with grace, so it makes a huge difference. Before, I would put effort into my appearance because I would always see my mom dress up. She loved to dress up. She was into fashion. Fashion was kind of like a hobby and an interest for her. And she would also dress us up as well growing up. And just being in that kind of environment, I didn't really struggle with dressing up or not wanting to dress up, because that's part of being a feminine woman. But I've noticed as I've matured over the years, I'm putting more effort into things I didn't see before. I didn't put much effort into before, like grooming, skincare. Before, I didn't even wash my face as often as I do now. And I couldn't believe like those days that I wouldn't do that. But now I wash my face more often, and my skincare routine consists of water, and I'm trying to eat healthy now because of the condition that I have right now. I also have a face cleanser, a face scrub. I routinely do a Bonnet clay mask with the apple cider vinegar. I also have a toner, and I have an eye gel. And I'm also looking into getting a discoloration serum because I do have some discoloration on my face I've been noticing. But your skincare doesn't have to be like mine. And you don't have to spend a lot. You can basically just get away with trying to eat healthy, drinking water, which I need to do more of. I need to drink more water than I do right now. As a matter of fact. And you can also make your own products at home. You can have a facial cleanser and a moisturizer. You can just get away with trying to eat healthy, drinking enough water, facial cleanser, and moisturizer. So you don't really need a ton for skincare. But these are things to look into to steward the body God has given us. And even when you invest in skincare like this, you don't have to wear that much makeup or wear makeup at all. And you can just be your own natural beauty, which you can appear more softer and feminine, I believe. So these are just things to kind of consider. Another thing is trying to control your weight. I know I've fallen back on this with my eating habits. But I need to remember all these things. My issue is not in trying to lose weight, but it's trying to gain weight, which has been a struggle for me because of the condition that I am in right now. But that's not to say my eating habits have been the best with my overconsumption. I mentioned this in the previous video about having self-control and self-discipline with eating. As a woman, our waist needs to be intact. These are the parts that show that we're different from a man. So for a woman, we're supposed to slightly show our figure as a lady. And on the topic of weight, another thing I just recently noticed is that weight doesn't necessarily have to do with environmental factors. It could just be genetics. Like you can see someone like as slim as me and think, oh, maybe she doesn't really eat. But that's not always the case. Or if you were to see someone heavier and you think that, oh, they eat, that's not always the case. It could just be genetics. It depends on the metabolism rates. So it doesn't necessarily, it could be environmental factors, but it can also just be genetics. That's another thing that I just recently thought about when it comes to weight. So this is just to remind us that you don't know what anyone is going through. And to not judge a book by the cover. A way to practice self-control in regards to weight is moving your body, going out for walks, exercise. This is all self-care and for our health. We have to move our body because it's good for our health. Our body needs to move. Also, regular doctor checkups. If you have insurance. If you can catch anything early, will be good for our health. So regular, routinely doctor visits if you have insurance. For me, I had a recent concern because my menstrual cycle has been pretty much irregular and I was concerned. And I feel like nowadays with some women, they don't really see menstrual cycle irregularity as something serious, really too serious, when your menstrual cycle is good for you as a woman. It shows you're in good health, and it also and also fertility for you in the future. So having your menstrual cycle is good. And once I found out it has become irregular, I went to go see the doctor for that. And now I kind of know the reason why. So those regular routine checkups are good. And I know the reason why some nowadays women see, an irregular cycle not as serious or taking it as seriously is the pain in it. But that is not normal. I remember when I used to go through that and I thought it was normal, but it wasn't. Once I discovered what the issue was, and it was magnesium, not having magnesium, my menstrual cycle felt like almost as a breeze. So that pain that we go through, it's not normal to go through that. Our menstrual cycle shouldn't be shouldn't be a burden to us. But it is one of the good things for us as women. Well, that's that on that. And the final thing that I've done to appear more feminine is just add little accessories, like little dainty things like this necklace, or like this bracelet. And these earrings, they're really small. I don't know if you ladies can see. And you can see this clip in my hair. But just little things to appear feminine. And before, I didn't used to carry a bag as often as I do now. Now I carry my bag everywhere I go. Before, I didn't carry handbags all the time. And before, when my mom was telling me this, I didn't quite understand. It's like, I don't want to carry an extra stuff. I just want to move. But now I see why she was saying that. Because in your handbag, you carry your tissues, hand sanitizer, lotion, perfume, gloss, to re-up yourself, floss. It's like these are the little feminine things that you carry in a handbag as a lady. So now I got myself a handbag. And it has a little bow on it. See, these are the little things to appear feminine. So now I carry a handbag everywhere I go. And I always had handbags. I just didn't carry them often. But now I carry them everywhere I go now. And I have little things inside it, actually, to show you. See, my hand sanitizing wipes. Then I have my charger, of course. And then tissues, as I said. I also have floss. Lotion, hand lotion, and a mist. These are all the things you carry as a lady in your handbag. So as I've learned, now I know. So I've improved over these past couple of months. And all these things matter because masculine men love feminine women. I think that's all I have for this video. I pray that this will help you to embrace your God-given femininity and femininity and all the benefits that come along with it. I can't force you to do anything, but I can just tell you, ladies, how I've embraced my femininity, what has come out of it, and Only positive things has come out of it. See you in the next video. I am a woman of God, in my nature, in my thoughts. I am